live yet? I gotta get live. I gotta get started. Boom, 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 boom. There I am. Hit the thumbs up button. By the way, I know there's nobody on now, but if you're watching this post recording, and you didn't get into TrendSpider, your loss. Your loss. Shame on anybody that didn't get in. I'm gonna pull down the low end. And if Cooper's on, Stefan, I heard you were snowboarding. We'll pull the low down a little bit. I think I'm morning, Zephan. Boom, boom, boom. Let me make sure Active Trader Pro is still up. Yeah, there we go. Let's look at Boyle. I'm like part of your family, man. I live in your head. Boyle's up. Cooper, man, I know I was supposed to. I got, just full disclosure, I got super lazy this weekend. I mean, I didn't even do the freaking watch list. I posted that I was going to do the watch list. Then I just got lazy. And I was like, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm watching football, and I'm like, what the fuck do I want to do this for? But, yeah, again, just in case, I know people have joined, just in case you thought I was joking about, you know, the specials on TrendSpider, I can still get you 25% off, and it's 25% off. But you're going to have to work a whole lot harder to make the money. And full disclosure, that's what I was paying for TrendSpider when I first started. I didn't know about specials. I didn't have a coupon code, and I found it completely worthwhile. So for anybody that is waiting for my algorithm and signed up, let me know because I'd be happy to get it for you. We still can't share stuff. But the good news is in the daily stock picks core portfolio, J&J is down slightly. Pepsi is down slightly. Pfizer is down 1%. Not sure. QCLN's down slightly. Target down slightly. Everything else, man, that core portfolio is kicking ass, I think, this year. Yeah, 9 days into the year. I had to pull up my notes. And Cooper, I know I'm supposed to send you the settings. I appreciate the help, man. I just get lazy. And mind you, you're fully, when I ask for help on stuff, I don't expect to get a response right back. You were quick. Way faster than my response kind of time, so I appreciate it. FYI, just in case someone's worried about Apple, we're going to cover this gap, 136 to 140. We're going to cover that gap. I should say. I'm going to put this, let's cover. Cover the gap. Unlike an old man in boxer shorts in a gym locker room, we will cover this gap. Any guy that's been in a gym locker room, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. The guy that, decides he wants to shave the back of his legs. And so he goes full on yoga pose in the locker room. and decides, ooh, I'm gonna show my stuff. You're welcome for the visual, folks. You're welcome. I'm gonna collapse this. Anybody that wants to know, by the way, if you have TrendSpider and you want to know how this look, I've got volume here, I've got MACD here, I've got relative strength. This is a 200-day, this is a 50-day, this is a 21-day, that's a 9-day. The 50 and the 200 are SMAs, the 9 and the 21 are EMAs. I have I think it's bar. I don't even think I use candles. Yeah, I use bar. And your strategy depends on what you do. So I think if I change to bar, does the strategy change? Or let's see, I'm going to change to candles. I don't think it changes on candles. I know Helsinki performance. No, it doesn't change on candles. Hollow candles doesn't change. Raindrop. I like Raindrop, by the way. Raindrop's really nice. Yeah, but you have to go back to the bars. Helkin Ashy. This is the one. Yeah, I guess it doesn't allow you to do it anymore. We're going to do some scans. I'm going to keep it short today. I may trade today. I'm in the mood maybe to throw some of that $1,000 in. See, so specifically on Apple, you guys know how I like to wait for confirmation. It's above the 9-day. And I got a lot of questions. I should say questions about day trading versus swing trading. I would not consider myself a day trader anymore. I would consider myself a swing trader. Hey, I like that. Yeah, Cooper, he did say Caterpillar, he was up 4% last week on Merck. So he does really well. And if you subscribe to his newsletter, he goes over his Farouk. Well, I shouldn't say his name, but he goes over his option strategy as well. He's fantastic. I mean, he and I kind of almost met at the beginning of, he started newsletter, I started a podcast, and we kind of met at about the same time when we started things. And I will tell you, he has been far more successful than me in his strategy. His algorithm of picking, and he just picks, mega stocks, and kind of picks one a week and goes after it. It's a momentum trade. So it's never going to get, the retail trader like, oh my God, it's super, super fantastic. But you know what? Look at his yearly performance. You never want to trade your entire portfolio based on it. But if you had to, look at his yearly performance. I mean, last year, let me see. I'm going to go to Twitter and look. Because he does have his, I don't want the fire pot. I'm going to go to daily stock picks. I don't know if I'm following him. Where did I get a notification? Oh, somebody following me or something. Oh, actually, he liked my tweet. Here's his newsletter, and you can go down about. Read more about our trading strategy, historical performance tracker. So, 2022, he was up 11%. 11%. Mind you, Yeah. Stefan, you guys don't need anything to trade. Man, one thing I need to tell you is to have patience. You know, the market isn't quite in an upward trend right now. It's dangerous. You guys have done well, though. I think you guys have learned a little bit. I think over the year that I've kind of been helping guide a little bit. So I had, and maybe he's listening, and I am a boomer. I understand I'm a boomer, and I don't shun the hustler culture. But this guy reached out to me on Instagram, and I gotta read it. I think his name's Mario. I won't shame him. Yeah, his name's Mario. He reached out to me, and he says, "I came across your podcast on Google. Would you be opposed to my team helping you create, captivate, nurture, and grow your audience by 100 times every month by leveraging our DFY appointment setting team and SF content creation and distribution strategies?" I have no idea what the fuck that is. Not asking to bombard you with pitch, but to take permission to share with you a video going over step-by-step process of how I do it. And I said, yeah, listen, I'm not looking to grow this thing by 100 times. I'm looking to help people. If I were looking to grow this by 100 times, I'd have gotten that damn course out to you guys for $20. I'm lazy, and that's what I wrote back to him. I'm lazy, and what's interesting about little poor Mario, and this may be my boomer, but dude, you're telling me to grow me by 100 times, and you've got 7 subscribers on Instagram, and then I go to your YouTube and you have 4 subscribers, and then I go to your Twitter and you have 200 followers. I've got more. And you don't see the main portion of my thing is the damn podcast. I can't believe how many people dragging you people over from the podcast to the YouTube to Instagram and to Facebook. It's like pulling teeth. It's seriously like pulling teeth. And I'm not complaining. You guys, you do you. But it is like pulling teeth. And honestly, I could care less if this thing grows. What fills me is just the fact that you guys are learning and not spending money on fucking courses that'll teach your Bollinger Bands. I don't know who it was. It might have been Amit or somebody else said they spend money on a course, and it was fucking Bollinger Bands. When it's below the Bollinger Band, you buy. When it's above the Bollinger Band, you sell. Douche. Charging money for that. I fucking hate people sometimes. Don't get me started. It's a Monday, man. I should be positive. By the way, this is one. I need to start going over this core portfolio because it actually is a really good portfolio. Anybody buy in at 74? Because you've made your 10% in what, 9 days? On a Buffett stock, 74 was the buy-in here. And you could have gotten it lower. I mean, the low was 73. I think it went down. Yeah, it was at 73.77 right here. So January 3rd, 6 days. I said it was going to get back above the 200. Did I buy? Fuck no. I got money in the bank and I didn't buy. Hey, Mike. Mike, you just missed me ranting about shit. It's a Monday. I need to talk about more. Let me do my scans. Okay, we're going to go to scans instead of strategy tester. I promise today I'm going to get the ETF and the energy watch lists up so that we can do that. Nothing on. Let me look at my brokerage holdings. Nothing there. Low cost ETFs. Nothing there. Spider sectors. Probably nothing. Nothing there. Let's look at not owned. My own personal watch list. Home Depot. That's fucking expensive, though. I will not put Home Depot up. Even though, I mean, God, do I do Home Depot? You know what? HD. What alert is it giving me? 11 symbols skipped. Home Depot. I'd rather see you in Lowe's personally, and I'd rather see you go DRN. Let me look at the strategy tester on DRN because I think you're still in. Yeah, $10. $10.07. About $10 was it what it is. You're not quite up 10%, but you're up about 5%. $10 was the buy-in. Go back to the market scanner. Bum, bum, bum. Not owned. We're going to go down to ARC Holdings. Morning, Greamskeeper Bill. I forget what Bill Murray's name was. DRN at around $10. Jim Cramer is on the TV pointing at people. I think you will make money today, by the way. I'll take a look at SPY. I was doing that yesterday. And that's when I got annoyed. Because honest to God, I mean, the way this podcast kind of started was just, I was trading with Steve on our algorithm. And then Steve decided, hey, I don't want to retire. I want to go back to work. And so he went back to work and needed someone to talk to. So I just started talking to the microphone. I bought a Blue Yeti microphone and I started talking to it. And rather than day trading, I just said, I don't want to be in front of the computer by myself. So I'll just start swing trading. And essentially, that's it. I mean, it's this ugly? Yes. Meh. I like it. And if you don't know, Intuit is, and it's right before its ex-dividend date too. They own TurboTax. And I use TurboTax. They're expensive. I mean, it's super expensive. $500 price target. November 22nd. This is that institutional. I mean, they're trying to teach you. Institutional ownership is a traditional. Maybe I'll get into it, but I do like this. I like Intuit, man. And part of the podcast is the Fire podcast is Mint. I use Mint personally. That's a good one. We're going to go to the Dow 30. Procter and Gamble. Bum, bum, bum. It's a crazy chart. You'd be crazy to buy in. Let's go to strategy tester and we'll run it. It'll redraw the chart. You just got out of a 21% gain. Let's see where the volume shelves have hit up. By the way, just for those of you that have TrendSpider and have my algorithm, I would add in this volume down here. The volume on the side, the volume shelves are great. Morning, William. But I would also add volume down here. And what this one gives you is, see that blue line there? That's average volume. If you see this, like this one, it's kind of almost in a downward trend there. If Procter & Gamble were to get a rise, and I should probably look at other stocks that maybe have a little bit more momentum so you can see it. Like Cleveland Cliffs probably has a little bit more. Yeah, you can see how it goes up and then it goes down and it kind of just finds the valley. If you can find a stock that before it kind of raises and it's in an upward trend, like this is a good example. See how the volume is going up, but the stock is really crashing. Those red, it just means that more people are selling than actually buying. Green means more people are buying than selling. So this one actually helps determine, okay, is the volume there to support this run? If the volume's not there to support, like if this were going up, but the volume, and look, so it's going up, but the volume all of a sudden drops off. It still goes up a little bit, but the volume drops off. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. So somebody asked me over the weekend, I forget who it was. I think it might have been Amit. But how do I use my algorithm? And I use my algorithm the same way I use the RSI, the same way I use the MACD. I use it as a tool. I don't, at some point in time with certain stocks, I will use it as an absolute, like get in, get out. But use it as a tool. I mean, that's what TrendSpider is. TrendSpider is a tool. It's meant to help you. It's not meant to. If you want to do bot trading, I think there is a few people who use the bot trading down here on the bottom right, and they use different bots. I mean, there's a ton of different bots out there that you can do a strategy, an algorithm, and then launch a bot trader. I don't want to launch a bot trader. I still want to think about my trades. Still want to think about where I'm positioned. So just kind of my thing, but hey, you do you. So we got the Dow 30. Let's go to the S&P. And I got to, maybe I'll go on that rant. I should be writing all this down. My ADD is out of control right now. Ooh, AEP. Again, another AEP. This one might be ready to launch. But I think it's expensive, if I'm not mistaken. It is for utility 20. Would have been nice to buy back here at 83 or so, but I'll bring it up. Not 100% convinced it's a great one, but Ann says this is one that ARK owns as well. I just don't like that chart. Chart doesn't tell me where it's going. Just, if you want to get more than just, you want to get good at charts, just look at charts. Does this one tell you, oh my God, it's going to shoot, it's going to explode? Nah, it's got a MACD cross up. MACD's there. The RSI is in no man's land. See the volume? This is a good example. See the volume going down, but the stock price doesn't really do much. and it just kind of sits there. It could mean that you're looking at a cross up where it's going to explode because the volume's going to increase. And then all of a sudden, the MACD comes back up here. But, where are you going to go? From 230 to 260? Because look at the volume shelves. Bring it back here to its recent highs. You're kind of in the middle of this volume shelf. Downside, you got 221. Upside, you're just kind of building on this 246 volume shelf. It's not going anywhere. It's a good chart. That right there is a good chart. You got an upward momentum. You got some gaps. Oh, I got to sneeze. I'm going to hit mute. No, I don't have to sneeze. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. I have it in my Alpha Trends anchored VWAP right there. So I do have it. I don't use it. And it's not that I don't like it. It's that it clouds my current vision of the where the stock's going in my mind. Because it always seems to cover the 9-day. But I do like it. I like it a lot. And I think you can drag this around too, if I'm not mistaken. There's certain adjustments you can make to it. Yeah, like window 20, blah, blah, blah. But I like it. I just don't have it there. But yeah. And if you have TrendSpider, I would absolutely urge you to go to their YouTube account. Let's see. We'll go to TrendSpider. Look, I'm live. I gotta change that. I'm gonna do a new billboard too. I'm subscribed to them, but yeah, this YouTube channel, how to use TrendSpider, that should be your first way to go. And then technical analysis series, you can use that. Weekend updates, previous weekend updates, don't worry about. Just worry about the most recent one. Virtual charts events, these are kind of live stuff, the live charting. But these playlists right here, how to use stock trading pit, virtual live stock trading pit, technical analysis series. Look at that. Partner videos and webinars, tutorial videos. Do all. You paid for TrendSpider. Don't just hit me up and say, hey, how do I do this in TrendSpider? The other thing that I would urge you to do with TrendSpider is they have an educational program that you get unlimited. You can go and get them to help you develop your own strategy. Let's look at VRDN. Let me go to Active Trader Pro. Because it's one of those probably momentum ones. It just doesn't sound like a... Is this the one that somebody's buying or something? Let's see. Oh, thyroid eye disease. If you really want to know momentum, what would I normally look at? I think it was Investors Business Daily or something. Pre-market movers here. Investing.com. Here, I'll put this. If you guys really want to trade freaking momentum stocks, this is a great website. I've used this in the past to look at, hey, what's the most active. You can look at S&P, NASDAQ 100. this thermostat. I think the heat's on. I don't want the heat on. Yeah, it's on. I'm moving it down. I got a job offer. I don't want to go back to work. But yeah, here. You can look at what pre-market gainers. Used to look at pre-market gainers, pre-market losers, economic calendar. There was a good one here. I haven't signed in. I don't usually go here anymore. But stocks, pre-market. I guess it doesn't tell you anymore. It used to tell you like these crazy movers. Maybe it's just the time of day because we're at 9:20. But here. I probably should move you back over to Safari View. This is where I'm at. But why don't I have... I got FinViz. ARC tracking, ARC tracker, swaggy stocks. SwaggyStocks.com is pretty good too. BlackBerry. I mean, you know, again, you can trade momentum. It's not crazy to think that trading momentum is out of the question. I never talk anybody out of trading momentum. Even when you guys tell me VRDN, I mean, you know, it's a micro cap. 10-day volume, 327,000. 90-day volume, 552. It's up at $30. Go into this one. You're at the 52-week high. You want to trade a momentum stock at the 52-week high? Now, most of the coverage in December has them between $45 and $51. So it might not be a horrible thing, but they ain't making money. Monster Energy. Monster Energy, by the way, has just been a monster stock. I mean, let's take a look at a weekly. Look at that. I mean, even in the weekly, you're in the ascending triangle. And that ain't no joke. This is March 2022. This is March of last year at 73. You're up 30% in a market that has been just abysmal. It's a great stock. Great stock. I probably need to. Here, let me do this. I think I need to. That one I look a little bit better on. Let me see. That one's blue. That's a light. That's probably the best one. That one's red. That one's blue. That one's mid-warmth. Oh, by the way, if I haven't said it, hit the thumbs up button. I like Monster Beverage. Let's go back to a strategy tester. And let's look. Does Monster Beverage get a good... You just got off a 3% down. The problem is, I think it's just expensive. Yeah, $45 for a drink company. And the target is... Yeah, they're just selling you freaking fool subscription. I might keep Monster off. I don't. It's run too much. See, there's this gap down below. Now, if you want to buy puts, maybe I should include it. I'll look at SSL. Give me a second to get through my ADD and look through the S&P 100 and energy. Because energy's popping. I'm telling you, energy's going to pop. I just think energy's got to go. It's got to go. Procter & Gamble, Home Depot, Duke Energy. God. Duke Energy again. This one's just look at, ascending triangle. It's just a perfect setup. But here's what I'm telling you about the volume. It's heading down. But the stock's still heading up. At some point, this is just going to crash. So, CL, you're going to cover this gap at 81. But boy, you're just, who wants to cover a gap for $2? It was clear when you were down here at 68 that you probably should have bought it. But I have a feeling it's expensive right now. Yeah, 34, 2.35% dividend. Oh, you know what I do want to look at is, do I have it on my list? Verizon and AT&T, because they're coming up. Yeah, it's institutional ownership. Okay, so let's go to energy. Man, I am spending a lot of time with you guys on YouTube. MRO. Ooh, Marathon. Marathon got a dip, and it had a MACD cross up. I like it. I like it a lot. MRO. God, look at all these energy. Matador. Could this one go back up to 70? Oh, it's getting confirmation. It's got confirmation. Wow, look at all these energy names. We got to go through these. UGR. You know what? I'm going to bring up MRO. And I'm going to tell people Marathon's good. In fact, I might get into that one this morning. Because I do think energy's going to pop. This Board Drilling, this is an interesting one because I've heard of this company. I haven't done a lot of research into it. Archer Daniels, I think. Arch Resources. Boy, look at that gap. But do I care about a gap? Let me look at Arch. P of 2.7, but it's only got a 0.71% dividend. 80% up year for 1 year, 0.9%. But their earnings are expected to decrease. Their 52-week high is 190. That doesn't put this gap out of the realm of possibility of trying to get filled here. But it looks like it was filled. Yeah, it was filled. You just weren't filled. You were filled. You were filled. Okay, I'm not going to bring up that one. Civitas. That looks interesting. You know what? I'm going to tell people go. Energy in a long list. If you have TrendSpider and want my scanner, let me know. But there were energy names galore. galore. Zeph and Party City, man, they're going bankrupt. Didn't you read the Wall Street Journal while you were snowboarding? The one that I want to look at, by the way, I'm going to go back. I'm done scanning. I've got enough scans. But the one that I want to look at is REI. Because I know you guys are in REI. Is it really? Hold on. Did REI tank? It does have a lot of debt. I will tell you, REI does have a lot of debt. That's the fear that we've always been looking at is the debt. Oh, it looks like it's up. Market's open, so closed at 231. It's up. Okay, indices check it open. Let's see. I know I'm up, but am I way up? Am I a little up? Let's see. For some reason, we had like 30 people in here just when I looked before. And I don't know. I'm boring as fuck. I'm up. I'm up 1.05%. And the market is up not 1%. So I'm doing better than market, but that's all Apple. Apple's up oh no, Apple's only up 0.96. Let me see. 1.08. The VIX is up 2.84. So let's look at you, VIXy. REI's doing well. Just don't get Zeph, are you and James still in REI? Don't get greedy. You can't be greedy. Look at you, VIXy. Look at lovely you, VIXy. The VIX is up 2.8%, and you VIXy's down. This fucker's broken. Google, by the way, if who was it? There were. Oh, TQQQ did a reverse split. Oh. Is it true? TQQQ did a reverse split? No. I have to restart Active Trader Pro. Bum, 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 bum. Active Trader Pro does this to me sometimes. For some reason. What the heck? James. Did he buy back in? I'd have told you not to hold on through the weekend, but I would have been wrong because it obviously did well. I got so much cash on the sidelines. I'm dying here. I want to get back. Quit Active Trader Pro. Okay, let me see. Force quit. Is it still open? It is not open. Let me open it. I don't want to restart. But I have to get Active Trader Pro open. There it is. By the way, I'm trying to lose weight since Apple fat shamed me. But yesterday, sitting on the couch, did great all day. Duck Creek Technologies. Oh, what the hell? Did great all day. Morning, Dawson. Then there were Cheetos in my freaking cupboard. And I didn't have any cheese. And I was like, I don't want to... I don't get this. I think I'm one of the few with Fidelity. Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay. Is Active Trader Pro going to not start up now? Um, man, it's slow. I'm one of the few Mac users that uses Active Trader Pro. And so it doesn't do great for me. But if you have a PC, man, you'll love it. Because all their PC users, it runs on a Windows shell. You know what? I'm going to force quit it so that it quits absolutely everything. There we go. Force quit. I lose all the saved stuff. Oh, well. Let's see how it opens back up. Okay, who wanted me to look at something? Okay, VRDN at open, can't complain. What do you think of SSL? Let me look at SSL. What is SSL? Sasol. I think you had me look at this one before. It's got an ascending triangle. I wouldn't expect it to. It just shot up. Look at that gap. It's at 1634. If I can get Active Trader Pro back up, which it looks like it will. Do I have to do two-factor authentication again? No. It remembered me. Sweet. I think it's working now. What is Sasol? Yeah, it's energy. I love energy. Is the market wrong about Sasol Energy? They'll write about anything, those Simply Wall Street guys. I'm going to move you over to Active Trader Pro. We'll look at SSL. Now, God, it needs to load this stuff up. It's just so slow. It closed at 1588. It's at 1632. That's the gap up that I saw in TrendSpider. Let's see. This doesn't mention SSL for some reason. I guess it does. Somewhere in here. I don't have my glasses on. I ain't going to read all this. Sorry, dude. I ain't going to read all this. Listen, am I going to fight that SSL is bad when you got an ascending triangle? It's a long drawn out one from 1531 up to 1575, but all of a sudden you're trading at 1634. And you got a gap that goes all the way up to the 200 day at 1724. Probably not. I don't think it's a horrible play, but the analysts don't cover it. They don't tell you the thing. Let's look at insider trading. Doesn't have any insider trading data. South Africa. So you're investing in South Africa. P is 4. Dividend 5.4. Do we have an ex-dividend date? Do I have that on? Yeah, I do. I don't see an ex-dividend date. Let me see. No, ex-dividend date. It's all the way in freaking September. So, okay, TQQ is back up there. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Party City. Let's look at Party City. What am I on now? We're on Active Trader Pro. So any reaction in the market is an overreaction. And so it's lost its ability to continue to be listed It is 12% short. You will get people just loading in the shorts on this one. It's a micro cap, 6 million shares on 90-day volume, 8 million shares on 10-day volume. You've got a lot of trading going on. Let's look at a 2-day and we'll look at a 1 minute. Okay. See the volume spike? Let's look at a 5 minute. We'll go to a 5 minute and we'll go to a 2-day. See the volume spike? Volume spike and confirmation. You're crazy buying it at 25? It's going out of business. Momentum? Maybe. But it's going out of business. Why would you put your money in there versus, let's just say you can get Verizon. And yeah, it's going down. But Verizon at 41.37. You've got an ex-dividend date of 1/9, which is today. Is the ex-dividend date? Let me see. Ex-dividend date definition. Let me look. Investor.gov. So, on September 8th, company XYZ declares a dividend payment. October 3rd. The record date falls on a Monday, excluding weekends and holidays. They set one business day before the record date, or the opening of the market would be Friday. Oh, man, why do they make it so difficult? Here's an example. Declaration date, ex-dividend date, Friday. Record date, Monday at open. So the ex-dividend date is Monday. So it's Tuesday open. Okay. So I think you have to hold Verizon. Look at that chart. By the way, it's got that. Remember I told you about the button hook? Maybe the ex-dividend date was, dividend was taken out because it's 42 and it opens up at 41. Yeah, it's been taken out. So it was Friday. So you don't get the dividend. But still at 41 and you can continue on this run. Let's see, what's Verizon's price target from the monkeys? 6.19, upgrade $41. So you're at the price target. But you got your earnings coming up. So, full disclosure, I'm on Visible if you want to sign up for Visible. There were a couple of people that signed up for Visible, I think, this weekend. So, okay. I'm going to record the podcast, I think. I got enough to talk about. Fuck. I can talk about it for weeks. I'm going to pull up SPY. Because SPY's the one we want to look at. See, you have confirmation. And it's above the 200-day on a 4-hour. Most monkeys look at it on a daily. You are not above the 200-day on a daily. You're still trading below the 200-day. That 200-day is right at about 398. You're at 389. So you do have some monkey ability to move up. But when you run the algorithm on SPY, you're in it. You've been in it since 383. So Christian Boyle is here. That's what I was looking at. Let's go back and look at Boyle. So I'll look at Boyle on a day trading basis. You want momentum. And right now, KOLD has all the momentum from a day trading perspective. Boyle is up 5% today. I think that's just, it could be going on its run. I don't know about you guys, but I was out running in shorts this weekend and even Europe. is crazy warm. And that's why you're seeing just this enormous, oh God, Baba's up at 111. Man, I think I sold Baba at like 89, 90. I got the loss, but man, that thing has been coming back. And I can't buy it for 30 freaking days. But yeah, Boyle, if we go back and we look at Safari View, and we look at Boyle, look how oversold Boyle is, okay? The RSI is down at 25. You're coming off of it at 21. The MACD is just down. Look at the volume. Remember how I told you about the volume going up? Well, the volume's going up, but the price is going down. And you're at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. You're below. Your 9-day is at 1392. So you still really don't have confirmation. And when we... let's look at a volume. Let's bring it back here. You're kind of building this volume shelf. 40 million shares that are held down there. But see, most people, most smart and big money don't hold this for very long at all. So if you bring this back, say you bring it back here, it's not like your volume shelves are growing up here. There's a bunch of retail, probably freaking traders, 55 million shares, that are just holding it up here at 35. Maybe it's an ETF that's playing, buying covered calls against it to hedge a little bit. But it's clear your kind of big money is between 15 and 11. So I think 11's your base. But take a look at I think we drew this. This is the weekly, and this is a channel. And what I did was I just touched 3 points on the bottom, and I drew it up, and I touched 3 points on the top, and I said, this is the top where you're going 48. I think 48's your top. Your bottom is way down here at about 4, and it continues to slide because this is a decaying asset. So I think when you're trading Boyle, I think for today, Boyle's your play just because it's so oversold. But I don't think I'd buy it into this 6. Maybe I would because you're above the 9-day. You're at the top of the Bollinger Bands. You got some volume level with you. Your 200 days moving in the positive direction. Your VWAP is at 1280, but you're trading at 1290. Yeah, you do have positive momentum. Here's the killer. 10-day volume, 17 million. 90-day volume, 7 million. So it's got the volume there to do it. At some point in time, this becomes... See, and now you're at 13. It is soaring. I mean, you just went from... You went from 12.9. This is taking off. Yeah. When I just started looking at this 30 seconds ago, it was at 12.90. I think it started at about 12.70. No, we started looking at it probably this candle, and its low was 12.75. It's at 13.05. Again, when you're day trading, I mean, if you can find this kind of volatility, you love it. Because if you just bought at 12.90 and you're up at 13.10, it's 20 cents. I mean, what's that? 3%, 4% in all of like 30 seconds? And you're going to 13.20, I mean. I think you're going to 13.20. I think you're going to hit this. See, there's an upper shelf that's building up here, and it's touching 13.20. Somebody got 13.18. So 13.18 right now is the top, but it keeps getting dragged down. And you really want your level 2 on if you're going to do this. And I think, let me see. I don't want to switch my layouts because then it goes into my actual portfolio and stuff like that. And I'm not flexing. I definitely don't want to flex with you guys on, hey, look at how much money I have. I ain't Ricky. Here, let's go. Let's just look at the douche. And listen, he's as good a stock trader as anybody in my mind. He's made his money. He sells his courses. That's all he does. A day in the life of a day trader and family, 10 months ago. Yeah. I mean, I think he gets into his car. He goes up to his house and gets into his car. Yeah, look at his house. I mean, he's got a nice house. He's got 1 million subscribers. Yeah. I think he trades on Webull, if I'm not mistaken, too, on the Webull platform. He's a hustler. He's an absolute hustler. But I just don't like where he gets into his plane, my story, how I learned to date. I mean, just all of it. Way too produced. Nissan crashed my GT. I mean, look at the cars. This isn't somebody you're going to learn from. This is somebody who's going to charge you to learn from him. Yeah. I don't know. Don't get me started. But let's go back to SPY. I got to start the podcast. Okay, I'm going to do the podcast. F you people. Okay, let's go. Good morning. It's Monday, January 9th, and I have been going off on YouTube for now well over an hour. I think I started at like at 8:30. It's now 9:51. So the market's open. Where are we going? Blah, blah, blah. What do you want to do? SPY. Let's look at SPY in the algorithm on TrendSpider. By the way, if you haven't signed up for TrendSpider, you're a little late because the sale is over. It is over. $780 paid for the yearly, $65 per month if you'd like. You can get a free trial if you'd like, a 7-day free trial. Sign up. Use my code DSP25 and I'll give you 25% off. It's not the 40% off. It's not the 50% off. It's not the 60% off, the sales that they've been running. But those are for the end of the year. So if you want to wait till the end of the year, wait until the end of the year. Get good at trading, understand candles, understand your momentum stuff, understand your swing trading stuff, Active Trader Pro. You can learn that stuff for free. Most good brokerages, not Robinhood, provide you a good tool. TD Ameritrade with Thinkorswim. I think you can download that for free. So use whatever tools you have. If you're just casually trading, TrendSpider might not be for you. Wait until next year's sale. If you would like to get into TrendSpider, I can almost guarantee you that it is a tool that helps you learn a craft, learn how to read charts, learn how to find momentum, learn how to find stocks, set up an actual system for yourself so that you are trading effectively. One of the questions I got is, how do I use my algorithm for day trading? Well, I don't. It's built on a 4-hour time frame. So can you really use that for day trading? You can use it to find a momentum stock in an upward trend, but typically it's not a day trader one. I'm working on an algorithm that will work on day trading, a little bit tighter time frame, because 4-hour candles, it's only 2 candles a day. How are you going to day trade on 2 candles a day? You really can't effectively. You have to go to 1 minute, you have to go to 5 minute, you have to go to 30 minute, maybe even an hour. But you have to do that. So you can't use it. What do I use my algorithm for? It's not an absolute. It tells me, hey, this is about the price that I should be in. This is the price that I should sell at. And I don't use it. So for instance, Wells Fargo is a great example recently. I bought Wells Fargo at $40.50 when there was an announcement of a judgment by the SEC or somebody against them. And it dipped down to $40.50 here, December 22nd. I had a buy-in my algorithm at $41.29. And I said, you know what? I think it's worth a little bit more, and I think I'm going to buy it here at $40.50. I did. It's got all the confirmation in the world. Now it's trading at $42.73. Makes sense. Am I going to get out when this algorithm kind of tells me, hey, you should get out? I don't know. The reality of the situation is my Wells Fargo buy was not a quick buy. It's to get me into financials. I probably made the wrong decision because I think BAC, which is Bank of America, has been up a little bit faster. That was a buy-in at 31.76. You're at 34.14. Significantly faster movement in this one. So do I hold on to Wells Fargo? It's not a bad company. Do I mind, sitting in this one for a little bit longer, maybe making 10%? You got a 2.8% dividend. You're 17% above your 52-week high, which was 36. You're 28% below your 52-week. You're 17% above your 52-week low. You're 28% below your 52-week high of 60. So it's a good example. I use my algorithm the same way I use MACD, the same way I use RSI, the same way I use any of the momentum, the SMA, or the EMA, or the Bollinger Bands, or the 200-day, the 50-day, the volume indicator, any of those indicators. It's the same thing. You're just using information. I don't want to tell anybody, hey, absolutely, you have to do this because it's in my algorithm. No, algorithms are wrong. If I thought the algorithm was right 100% of the time, I'd launch a bot. Just trade it as a bot. And TrendSpider has that ability, trade it as a bot. I don't do it. So, but for SPY, where are we going? In SPY, it's been floundering. Now, today has started out very positive. Friday, super positive. We ended the week with confirmation above the 9-day on the algorithm. The algorithm has a buy here at 383.61 on SPY. You're trading at 391. You're above the 200-day on the algorithm. The 200 days at 388. If we close above this 200-day, I think you're looking at 4,000 in the realm there. Now, when we take a look at the daily, which is what a large number of people look at for SPY, the 200-day is right at 398, 4,000. So I think that's where you're going in the S&P. I think it's going to be at about 4,000. I don't think you're taking off to 440. I don't think you're taking off up there. I think you may cover this gap to 407, but I think that's where you're in a trading range through earnings. And earnings really start this week. There are several earnings. I thought I'd put the calendar in here, but I guess I didn't. Let's go to earningswhispers.com, and you can see the calendar, and we'll just look at the this week on today, after the close, after market close. We have some Jefferies reports, Applied Blockchain reports. Tomorrow, we have ACI, we have SNX. I think Friday really starts. The KB Homes reports on Wednesday. Thursday, we have Taiwan Semiconductor, which, by the way, is one that you should be looking at because Taiwan Semi, it's a Buffett stock. They probably will announce something. I mean, it definitely looks like they're going to announce something. It is up 3%. The algorithm, we had brought this up before at 74. I said, hey, it's below that 200-day. Probably should get it at 74, below this 200-day. It's at $80.79. If you had bought it at 74, you got your 10%. You're perfectly happy. But they report on Thursday. Infosys reports on Thursday. Friday, I think, starts the banks. JP Morgan, Bank of America, our favorite, Shitty Group, Delta Airlines reports. United Healthcare reports on Friday. And that's an interesting one because this is one that I said, hey, get it below 500. It is now at 496. I said I was trying to buy this at 487. I didn't get it. I will probably buy it here at below. I'll add a small position at 496, 497. They're coming into earnings. If you've seen their earnings before, you've seen what they've done on earnings. They just shoot up on earnings. So I'll probably buy it. Right now, the MACD is not close to crossing up, but you've got the button hook down here. And this is a great example. What am I doing against my algorithm? I'm buying when it tells me that I shouldn't be in it. So UNH is a good one. They're reporting on Friday. Delta Airlines, Wells Fargo reports Friday. BlackRock reports Friday. And a bunch of banks. There's a lot of reports on Friday. And Friday really starts the earnings season. So I think in the interim, when you look at SPY, you're really looking at between 390, which you're at right now, 391, and 400. That's where you're going between now and Friday. And then Friday, with all the big banks reporting, I think you can look at, that's either when earnings revisions come way down and we go back to 380, or earnings revisions are okay. And all of a sudden we're at 440. And I'm talking SPY. So, you really want to take a look at the market before then, make your bets. And again, it's bets. But make your bets in stocks that are good, meaning they make money. I think Zevin brought up Party City. Party City's going broke. You could play momentum on Party City, but it's going broke. Your triple levered ETFs like Boyle and KOLD in the market that do energy. It's probably not one that you want to say, hey, earnings revisions are coming in. Boyle's going to go crazy because natural gas is going to go up. Well, those ETFs aren't actually investing in an actual asset. They're just investing in futures. So you want to look at things like my weekly stock pick. His pick this week, Caterpillar, CAT. This is a company that is making money, is at pretty high valuation. We had a cross up here, 233 on December 19th. It's at 250 right now. It's soaring right now. If you look at Caterpillar here, its 52-week high is 249. So you're above the 52-week high. You're setting 52-week highs. He's got a great track record. Last week, his stock pick was Merck. He was up 4%. His entire 2023 is up 4%. But his 2022, I think it was up 11% in 2022. Let me see. 11% 2022. Look at his performance. And if you were up 11%, that's crazy, crazy good. And his pick this week is Caterpillar. Maybe he wins, maybe he loses. But if you subscribe to his newsletter, he'll tell you exactly the price that he gets in. And he does options, and his options do even better. But it's based on sizing. So you have to make sure that you're sizing correctly as well. But yeah, he's got 52-week highs. Merck, Chubb, Travelers, Las Vegas Sands, PCG, which is PG&E Corporation, which is a utility, 52-week lows. Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Disney, CME. So, and Disney is just one that they can't get out of their own way. But you're at 94. I said under 90, you should be buying Disney. I think Disney comes up to the 200-day, which is 100, 6%, 6-7%, whatever you want. But it's covering this gap. There is a gap up here to 98. You buy it at 94, you got 5% to cover that gap. Again, you want to invest in quality companies. Tesla is one in my mind that's broken. I said it's probably going down to 85. You've got this button hook here. And that button hook, the buy-in was at 119 on December 30th. I didn't believe it. Probably right, because you got this button hook. The question is, does it have momentum? Take a look at this volume. And I just talked on YouTube about volume. Take a look at the volume, and it's green. And so the volume's picking up. The MACD is super low. The RSI right now is in no man's land, but it's coming off of super oversold at 12. You've got earnings coming up on January 25th. This will absolutely explode the second that Elon announces a new CEO for Twitter, because he will be back at Tesla. So I think you could play this one, but Position size. Do not load up the Brinks truck on something like Tesla. I think you load up the Brinks truck on something like Apple. Apple, look at on my algorithm. There's a gap up here to 140. You're trading at 132. I think at some point in time today or this year, this one goes to 150. So are you upset buying at 132 if it goes down to 127? No, because you position size and maybe you buy a little bit more at 127. Position size. And that's what reinvesting dividends, by the way, is as well. Is when you reinvest your dividends in a company and you hold it since 2006, like I have, you just get buys all over the place. And you're not that upset. So make sure that you're looking at position size. Make sure that you're looking at stocks that actually make money. Make sure that you're looking at stocks that that they have products that you use. And if you're investing in things that are just a little bit crazy and a little bit risky, position size correctly and understand, get out of them when they start to go bad. Have a proper upside and a downside before you get into a trade. That's why I say Wells Fargo, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I could lose a lot of money, but I position sized it so that if I do go down by 5% from here, I can probably be fine. Again, I listen to what I say, not what I do, because sometimes, taking a 6-figure loss last year on trades that I just stayed in too long. I make just as many mistakes as everybody else. Honest to God, I just make as many mistakes as I do, and then part of the podcast is me talking through, hey, where are my mistakes? Journal your trades. If you journal your trades, you're more likely not to make the same mistakes twice. So, but yeah, Meta. This is one, I hate Facebook. I really hate Facebook. Love Instagram, hate what they've turned it into. But I can't argue. I mean, look at this. From 95 on November 7th. Let me make sure. Yeah. 95 on November 7th. You've had this crazy 30% run. You're just running up against the 200-day right now. You're trading at 131. And it is still a cheap stock. We're talking 12 against a perhaps increasing revenue stream now that they're not throwing money at the metaverse. Performance year to date, you're up 8% if you just buy on January 1st. Performance for 1 year, you're down 60%. It's just beaten up too much. If you close above 130 today, I think you got 163 and you're covering this gap. Now, here's the killer. If you really want to look at gaps, you're looking 322. Are you getting back at 322 this year? I don't think so. There's a lot to get back to 322. And honestly, I hate freaking Facebook. I hate Facebook. But, I sold Baba. Jack Ma is on TV right now. They're going over Ant Group founder Jack Ma ceding control of the company. I sold Baba down here on December 31st at about 90. It's at 110 right now. Was I listening to my algorithm? No. I was basically doing a tax event. So you can't always look to one thing as why you trade. That's my goal today, is to tell you, hey, the algorithm's great. TrendSpider's a great tool. It allows me to look at this stuff, but it's just another tool. So make use of the tools that you have. One thing that I wanted to look at was Macy's. They came out and said their fourth quarter, their earnings are coming up. I think late. I don't know when their earnings are coming up. It's later in February, but they said their Q4 was really bad. And you can see this candle. This candle's trading down already 2.78%. If you get down to $20 on Macy's at 2029, I think you could go below the 200-day. But I think if you get down to $20, there's a pretty good volume shelf here at 17. If this one continues to go down, I like Macy's. I like Macy's e-commerce platform. I think a lot of other people do. I think this is an opportunity. Any reaction in the market is an overreaction. Doesn't mean that you buy today, because look, this algorithm had it buy here at 2056. You could have sold for a 20% gain up here at 22. But if you held on, you got greedy, and you didn't look at this candle that was down a little bit, and you said, I'm just going to hold on. Now, are you upset if you held on and you're at 2056 right now? No, because I think 2032, you could sell out with a slight loss. But I think at some point in time, you just continue to go up. It's going to cover this gap down here to 1990. I think when you get under 20, I think you're good. It's just my personal opinion. But, I'm not in Macy's. I'm not necessarily looking to get into Macy's, but it might be a good trade opportunity. So I've got it on my screen as something I might do. Another one that might be good, there's talk that maybe the Chinese might license one of the vaccines from the West. mRNA is Moderna, and they're having a MACD cross-up probably in the next day or so. You can see, it's hype rally. This stock trades completely on hype rally, and when it loses hype rally, it just loses it. You do have a gap below at 165. I would completely expect it to, at some point, get to its 200-day at 155. It is in a positive momentum right now, so you do have that going to you. But I think you can trade between 180 and 200. 160 and 200. So lot size accordingly. I just wanted to take a look at it. Jackson wanted me to look at on the pod the volume price added on TrendSpider. So essentially, there's a couple of volumes here on TrendSpider, and we'll take a look at Moderna as an example, and I can use Apple as well. And you want to look at volume shelves. Now, volume shelves are over here on the right, and this slider on TrendSpider allows you to take a look at the volume. And you want to look at volume in a near term. You don't want to look at it over a year basis or anything of that sort, because the further you go back, the less meaningful volume is. But you want to pull it to a high so that you do have a look at like this one right here back in August. Maybe going back too far. But the volume shelves here are pretty powerful things. You can see how it kind of holds up here to this volume shelf. Let's move this back a little bit so we can see those volume shelves right there. You can see how it holds to this volume shelf, and it's got the number of shares. Essentially what this means is, where did people buy and how many shares are still holding? If they sold, then that share is not included in this volume shelf. Alternatively, the volume down here is trading volume. So if you're looking at volume down at the bottom of TrendSpider, not on the side, but at the bottom, that is trading volume. And when trading volume goes up, typically you have a spike or a loss in the stock. You have a movement in the stock. And again, it's just one more tool. So Jackson, it really depends on what you want, but my personal opinion is I always take a look at this. I don't use it as the only guide on the bottom. The one on the right, I think, is more important as a guide for a volume shelf if you're trading. If you're just looking for an investment purpose and looking, say you're in the Vanguard group. Let's go to the low-cost Vanguard ETFs, and you're looking at VTI, which is just a total stock market index. And you're saying, you know what? I'm going to pull it here to August 18th where we were at a high. It was at 215. I don't care about these volume shelves in VTI. They don't mean a damn thing because honestly, you're not trading VTI. You're investing in VTI. And what I would use the algorithm for is to take a look at, is it a good time to add to my position in VTI? Is it a good time to actually get some capital out of VTI? These are long-term plays, and if you were trading this in a brokerage portfolio, a taxed brokerage portfolio, you'd want to take your lot sizes out on long-term capital gains. So try and make sure that you're tax advantaged on some of these as well. So that's my look at volume, Jackson. If I didn't answer your question, just message me. Another question that I had over the weekend was about bond funds. And why bond funds were told to me as bad. And I am going to sound like an absolute amateur to anybody that actually truly understands bonds. I am a beginner at bonds. And I've been doing some research into it, and I've been reading up on it. And honestly, that's why I was lazy this weekend and I didn't do the watch list, is I was reading up on bonds. But essentially what I was told about bond funds is bond funds constantly trade their bonds. And so they're getting newer bonds. And so the perfect timing of bonds right now, and the reason you're in a 20-year, once-in-a-lifetime kind of bond buying experience is not just because of the yield, but it's because it's a rising environment that could come to a cap. And so when Jay Powell says, hey, we're at 5.2 or 5.4%, and we're not going to raise anymore, we're going to hold off, then that means that bonds will probably be at their peak, meaning the asset price of those 5.4, 5.5, 5.6% bonds, whatever they're at. That means bond prices will probably be at their peak, because the reason is most likely at some point in time, and it might be near, it might be far, but the Fed will reduce rates. So the actual asset price of a high yielding bond actually increases. So you're likely to actually be able to gain more by buying a long-term bond that's in a higher rate than what the current Fed rate actually is. You could sell the actual asset. The reason bond funds would go down at that point is because they're actually buying into new bonds at lower rates. So that's essentially what was told to me. I don't know if it's 100% right. I'm not trying to time it. I'm looking at bonds, but I do get a 4.7% rate on my, I think it's a government bond or something that Fidelity indexes or invests in for me. So in fact, I think I didn't write it down. No, I didn't write it down. ETFs for Motley Fool, News and Research. Oh, FZDXX. F, Frank, Z, Zebra, D, David, X, Xerox, 2X, FZDXX. That's the one that I'm in. And that's just the Fidelity one that's providing me the most. Take a look at the yields, but it's a floating yield. So if I bought a fund, even though it's right now at 4.7, I can buy a 6-month bond, I think at 4.8, 4.9, and I can make more in that bond than I can in FZDXX. But, I'm okay with that. I think rates will continue to rise, so I don't want to time it. I may buy bonds when it starts to go down. But essentially, that's where I was told that bonds will go down, is because of that. Materials, FCX. This is Freeport Mac. How do you say it? Mac Moran. I wanted to look at this because we had a couple of buys here at 38. You're 43 right now. It's soaring. Its ex-dividend date is January 12th. Earnings are coming up January 24th. And what I wanted to do was take a look at, and I'm just doing it live. This is in the industrial sector, I believe, FCX. So I'll go over here. I'll look. It's in the material sector. So I go over in TrendSpider and I will find the materials, which I think, let's look at materials. XLY is consumer discretionary, utilities, technology. XLRE is real estate. XLB, I think this is materials. XLB. So I go into the XLB and I say, ooh, this is in an upward trend. Take a look. It's over the 9-day, and you're soaring on this one. Am I okay buying into FCX? Well, it looks like the top in materials is probably about 81. You've covered this gap that is at 81. Probably looks like it's run its course. So in my mind, even though I saw FCX and I'm like, God, this one's on a roll, and I want to buy it because it's outside the Bollinger Bands and it's running. We just got out of this 32% run. I mean, imagine if you're in FCX at 28 and you're at 43, and this was just 2-3 months ago. You've doubled your money in 2 or 3 months. Again, and that's in a huge company that was beaten down. Cleveland Cliffs, kind of the same thing. Cleveland Cliffs is down today, by the way. They are down, let me see. Cleveland Cliffs is down 0.48%, but it's still got confirmation above that 9-day. But imagine you're in at 13. You've almost, $7, 50% of your money. You have your money. Now you're at 68 on the RSI. I wouldn't suggest buying into this, but their earnings are coming up February 9th. So there was, by the way, and if you want to look it up on YouTube, CNBC had a Duke professor who says the inversion rate of the yield curve is a false signal, and every model that he has shows no recession. I think the first 6 months, my personal opinion on this, and I'm not an economist, I'm not an expert, this is just my personal opinion. And the reason why I pulled so much money out and I have so much cash sitting on the sidelines is I think the first 6 months you're in this trading range, and I think you can trade around it, but I don't think I'm adding necessarily to investments other than Apple, Google, Meta, Netflix, Microsoft, things of that sort, things that have been beaten down. I think I'm buying those technology stocks that are beaten down, not because I think that they will, soar in the next year. It's 5 to 10 years. You have to look at some of these valuations. Apple, which is at 21. Microsoft, which I think is at 26 or 24, versus a Meta, which is at 12. Forward PE of 16. I mean, that's cheap. That is super cheap. Google, which is at a PE of 18, which is super cheap. If you consider that these companies are growing, Google, my question about Google is, does ChatGPT really pose a significant issue to Google? And I think it does. So I'm not necessarily putting in that one. Lululemon was way down, and we'll see a pretty big gap here being created. And you have this gap from 373 down to 349 that was back on the earnings on December 9th. I think they made some type of pre-announcement, and you have this gap here from 327 down to 300. I don't know that you necessarily buy into this, but I will tell you that any reaction in the market is an overreaction. And let me see, just look at FinViz. Their PE, they're super, super expensive. January 6th, Wells Fargo came out, 380 price target. They cut the margin forecast. So they cut their forecast. They said it was a bad holiday season. That's why you're seeing it 300. Do I think that this one's coming back down to 280? Probably not. I think you're okay buying here at 300, assuming that it gets back to its 200-day, which is at 325. It's 10% gain. You don't have a dividend on this one. So I think you can make the trading range justification that you've got this one. If you buy it anywhere below 300, that you're at a 330 at some point in time this year. So let's take a look at Verizon and AT&T. If you guys didn't see, I put a thing out last week that said, hey, Verizon at 37. I think you have all the momentum in the world. Its ex-dividend date is already gone. You're bouncing right off the 9-day right here in the algorithm, but your earnings are coming up January 23rd. I am on Visible phone service. If you want, there's a link in the bottom on the link tree. You can get $20 off your Visible service. I get $20 for that. I love it. I pay $30 a month. And there's no commitment. There's no contract. You can switch over. It's as easy as calling your current provider, getting a PIN, going onto Visible's website and saying, I want that. I want Visible. It's an eSIM. So there's no even going to a store or getting a SIM card. And you're on Visible. And it's $30 a month for unlimited 5G service. So I love it. Money goes to Verizon, so Verizon is the stock. It's just a prepaid instead of a postpaid plan. Prepaid means that you're paying for 30 days in advance. postpaid, which is where you're paying $100, means that you pay post. So you're paying Verizon for the fact that they're taking a chance in giving you service and giving it to you for longer. Well, if you're going to pay your freaking bill, prepay it. Prepay it. And then if you want to switch to a postpaid, just switch before you get your prepaid one. AT&T, Ascending Triangle. Talked about this one. Their ex-dividend date came and went as well. 1912. You've got probably 20 in the realm. That's a 5% gain at 20. Your earnings are coming up January 24th. Again, cell phones are races to the bottom. Services are getting cheaper. These guys are spending a fortune to put 5G out there, but services are getting cheaper. Verizon, Fios service, they switched 2 people in New Jersey to Fios service. It's far significant to the Comcast high-speed internet at home. AT&T, I am broadcasting right now on AT&T fiber service, $50 a month for their gig service. I love it. I've been on it for 3 years, 1 gig up, 1 gig down. Fantastic service. So, but again, it's a race to the bottom. $50 a month though, if they get $50 recurring from a bunch of people, I mean, imagine the cash flow of that thing. And you're getting a huge dividend on top of it. So, again, my point being, there are places to make money in this market, and the places to make money where you have very little risk are there. AT&T and Verizon, 7%, 6% dividend, 7% dividend. Verizon, 6.19. AT&T, 5.68. So, by the way, AT&T up 6% year to date in 9 days. Verizon up 7% in 9 days. How can you, again, these companies are making money, low PE. They're not expected to grow much, but providing great service. Scans, let's go over some scans. HD, Home Depot. I'm not crazy about this cross up. I just don't think that it's got fantastic opportunity. I see a gap down below, but it crossed up. One that I do like, and it's kind of timely, is Intuit. Intuit owns, if you listen to my Fire podcast, I talk about that I use mint.com. I also do my taxes on TurboTax. They just passed their ex-dividend date. Cross up here at 386. I do think that you have, if you get back to the 200-day at 408, that is a 5% move. It's going to need to move pretty well to get up there. It's an ugly chart, and there are gaps all over. And your RSI is at 55 in no man's land. I think you could start a position on this one. And the reason I say you could start a position on this one is if we go to the weekly, you can see it's using this 200-day as its support level. The last time it was at the 200-day for support was March 30th, 2020. That's COVID. So I think you've got room to run on this one. It's an upward trajectory. Again, remember what I told you about this volume slider not necessarily meaning a hell of a lot. If you pull it out here, look at how many people are holding at this level. You're definitely looking at a support level here. So I do think that you have an opportunity. Do I add it today? No. Do I add one share? Maybe. Another one that came up as a cross-up, Procter & Gamble. I posted about this in the Facebook group, I think a few days ago. You have just a crazy run in this one. I'm going to shrink this up a little bit. 21%. You got out of it last Friday, January 6th, from 124 up to 153. Super expensive stock, but it crossed up again. And it's crossing up right before earnings on January 18th. This one on earnings typically, at least for the last couple, has gone up. You saw this drop down here significantly. And then right at this earnings, that's where it started to really go up. So it is expensive for a consumer packaged goods company. It's household and personal products. 26 is the PE, 2.37% dividend. Performance 1 year, it's down 6% for 1 year. It's down 7% below its 52-week high of 165. 52-week low, It's 25% above that at 122. I think that you're really looking at probably the downside 145, and you're picking up a 2% dividend while you're doing it. If you believe that's it. If you want to trade it and you want to go to 165, great. But this is one you could just hold on to. It's not a horrible one. Utilities. We've talked about a couple of utilities, and two of them, again, get a cross-up. American Electric Power, AEP. This one has had cross-ups here between 96 and 98 the whole time. 96.50 is the cross-up right now. You're looking at probably only going to 100 or so, but for some reason, if we get a crazy and you go up to 105, you got your 10% right there. So I don't know if you want to necessarily take a chance. The earnings are coming up. There's no real catalyst. The earnings are February 22nd. It's a long shot, but I figured I'd bring it up. It's nothing crazy, but again, utilities, pretty safe play, because if we look at AEP, let's look at their dividend. They have a 3.44% dividend. So 1 year, you're up 7%. Your 52-week high is at 105, so you're 7% below that. 52-week low is 80, so you're 21% of that, but you're getting a 3.44% dividend. The next one that crossed up is Duke Energy, DUK. You have a 3.8% dividend. You've had a crazy run on this one. The 52-week high is 116, so you're 9.19% below that 52-week high. You have an ascending triangle. This is a secondary cross-up. You're still in this from October 14th, where you bought at 88, which I think was the 52-week low. 83 was the 52-week low, sorry. So you're in this run, and it's got confirmation. Your earnings are coming up on February 8th. Your ex-dividend date is February 16th. So you do have a dividend in this one. It's not bad. Energy, there were a shit ton of energy cross-ups. And you know what? That's going to be basically for the TrendSpider folks to look at, because you can go in there, use my scanner, which I've shared before. If you need the scanner, just message me. I'll share the scanner with you. It's a MACD cross-up. Go and look at the energy sector. Use the market scanner in TrendSpider. I want you to use it. I'm not going to bring up any other one other than Marathon Oil, MRO. I think this is a good place to buy it. It's using the 200-day as its support level right now. I don't think it's using it as its resistance, because I can clearly see that the 200-day is in a positive momentum. I think that the gap below down here, but at 22 to 23, I don't know that that's in the realm of possibilities other than recession fears. Energy, in my mind, is still in an upward cycle. You got Devon up 2% today. You've got, let's see, Oxy, I think I still have in this one. Yeah, Oxy's up 2% today. MPLX up 1.4%. My energy names that I have in my portfolio, those are the ones that I have in my portfolio. They're all up 2% today. So Marathon Oil at 26.61, it's trading at 27.25. I think that's an opportunity. And again, if you have TrendSpider, just go and look at some of the energy names. So I think that's it. Let me just check. Yeah, that's it. I gave you enough. So I'm going to hang out on YouTube Live a little bit. If you have any questions, hit me up on the socials. But 40 minutes. I talked enough. I gave you enough. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay. Export song to disk. Export. Yeah, Christian. I mean, why am I out there? Why would I, companies like Verizon that have a 6% dividend, I mean, that in my mind, that's where you're looking at $40. You look at this Pfizer CEO live at JP Morgan. Look at Verizon. I mean, it's not 44 is its 200-day. I mean, it's clear to me that it's probably going to 44. You can buy it at 41. I might buy this at 41 and just sit on it. You know why? Because Verizon is paying a 7% dividend. If I'm taking my cash And I'm just going to sit here at about $40, and maybe it goes to 50 like it was last year. Maybe it goes to 50. But if it doesn't, I'm still getting a 7% dividend. So, at 40, I think you're good at 40 holding it there. Versus the cash. And again, if you're paying rent, if you're paying a car payment, don't throw that kind of cash into Verizon. But if you got, say you have $10,000 sitting in your checking account, that's for a 2 to 3 year kind of quote unquote emergency fund. It's not something that is your 6-month emergency fund, but it's your 2 to 3 year emergency fund. In my mind, I think you're okay buying Verizon at 40, taking a 7% dividend. And maybe selling out a year from now when you're at 50. Ugh. Costco's at $4.82. UNH. I'm not trying to time UNH, but you do have a button hook in UNH. And you're trading within the Bollinger Bands now. So, let's see. Look at Boyle. Look at our boy Boyle. What were we at? 13. We're at 13.10. Look at our boy Boyle. Christian, I owe you an apology. I was wrong about this one. Look at our boy Boyle. Holy shit. Who's trading Boyle? Wow. Yeah. Well, I don't think it's hard because but you're 15% today. Man, I tell you what, I just said who's ready for Boyle at 13.90, and all of a sudden now it's at 14. What the hell's going on there? Let's go to, I'm going to upload this. Oh. What is my current balance? I don't understand how I have $3.84 on my Fire podcast when I'm not running ads. I may start subscriptions on the Fire podcast. Do 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 do. 7 man. God, and it's at 14.12. This is crazy. By the way, TQQQ is maybe probably going up to 20, I think. Let's take a look at that chart. That's up crazy amount today, too. 6%. What happened in Norway? Tesla's up a crazy amount as well. Tesla's like got all the confirmation in the world. Apple's down here. Bed Bath & Beyond. 32% today. SOXL. I'm just, honest to God, just scared of the market. Ford, your hype play. Ford is up 2%. Mara, our lovely Mara, which I think I should have gotten into at 4, is up what? No, we want Mara. I don't know why it's doing EEM. Mara's up 21%. Automated ads, host red ads. Yeah, but Ford's a hype play. I think. Here, hold on. Let me bring you back over to Ford. No, I don't want FA. First Advantage Group. It's a good looking chart. 1294. But let's look at Ford. If you got out of Ford, Mike, what the fuck did you get out of Ford for? It's got all the confirmation. Mike, do you have TrendSpider? Mike, if you don't have TrendSpider and you got out of Ford, spend your fucking money, dude. I'm kidding. But I wouldn't have sold out of Ford here unless it was a tax situation or you needed the money and you wanted to put it somewhere else. What's the reason you sold Ford? Because there's no reason right now that I see that I would have gotten out of Ford if I got in at 1144, because I do think you're covering this gap up to 1297. There's a gap right there. I think you have 1336. I think you have the 200-day right in line there. I don't think there's a and you have my algorithm, Mike, right? Yeah, I remember. Dude, I was one day late in helping you. We gotta get you some TrendSpider. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you put it somewhere else, that's you're fine there. I get mad at my dad. My dad will sell out of stuff. And I'll be like, well, where'd you put your money? Cash. I'm like, why'd you do that? Yeah, you don't want to hold it over the weekend, but it's not, you're not crazy that you, let me see. Let's go back. Mara's the one that I'm pissed that I probably should have gotten back into, because I sold all my crypto, GBTC and ETHE. So I'm not exposed to that anymore. And I was looking at Mara. And boy, there's two well-dressed women walking up and down my street. And that's not a normal thing. $3.90. And you went all the way down to $3. And the algorithm didn't get you out. You could be looking at the 200 day at 946. You could be looking at doubling your money. I don't think that's likely. But you do have this gap that could be covered on the way up between 806 and 873. You know what? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going into Webull. Remember that $1,000 I got sitting in Webull? I'm going to take a look at Mara. Their earnings are coming up. Let's pull back. I'm going to go back here. Are these real estate agents that may be coming up to my house? Hey, Viaros Trades. Thanks. Yeah, the live stream's much better. I am much more likely to yell at you on a live stream than I am on the podcast. But I think I'm going to trade Mara here. I like this candle. If I can get this down at I should be looking at level 2 data. You know what? I'm going to put in a crazy order. Let me see. Boo, 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 boo. How do I order on Webull? Create a question. Watch list markets. Why do I have that as my... I thought I put my... Man, Webull. Okay. My watch list, no. I want to look at... We're going to put Boyle in there. We're going to put Mara. No, I don't want to subscribe to level 2, dude. Trade. Ooh, I could do options. I'm going to do a limit price of... Wow. So here's an interesting one. Here is... Here's interesting. So Webull is offering me, and this is order flow volume. I could have just bought Mara for $488 on Fidelity. At the same time, Webull was offering it for $497. You don't think pennies matter? I'm going to put in a limit for $480. And we're going to put in, what am I about? 20 shares? Let's buy 50. Including only regular hours. I'm only doing regular hours. Estimated amount $240. We'll do it. I'm gambling. What the hell? 480. See if it hits. It'll be interesting. Maybe I'll put in an order here on Fidelity too. Yeah, the Webull I got to start doing the charity thing. I got to start. I couldn't do it last year because of it was taxes. 19 upload. It was taxes. Last year I had taxes. Are you in party, James? Fuckers. There's no way I can get into party. Dude, I'm a boomer. Only way I get into Party City is let's see. I love you, Daisy. Okay, hold on, let me check. Trackpad at 15%. I gotta. Keyboard's at 100%. There we go. Degenerates. Hold on, I gotta hug my dog. I don't think you're gonna do poorly. Come here. I love you. Okay. Ugh. I don't think you're crazy. I've traded Party City before. And I think it was the last time they were going bankrupt I traded Party City. I mean, look at the 52-week high. At this point last year, 1/10/2022, the fucker was at $6.60. Just on Friday, it was at 15 cents. So if you had put in at 15 cents, you'd have doubled your money today. Again, anything in the market, doesn't matter if it's going bankrupt, doesn't matter what it's doing, you can make money on it. I love you. There you go. Yes, you're a good girl. I know. Look at the chicken neck. The neck doesn't move. You stink. We have to get you a bath today. We're going to give you a bath. You and your sister, we're going to give you a bath. There you go. Okay. I got to go let the dogs out, I think. Yeah, I got. Guys, I'll be right back. Party City, I would have a 5% downside, 10% upside. I think that's usually what I did on a day trade or a swing trade. Yeah, target price on the sell. Just look at it, man. Look at this chart. If you're looking at that bottom Bollinger Band, which is at 21, I wouldn't let it go below 21. Okay, you have to go out. Wait. Your ball's not under there. You have to go. It's 11 o'clock. You have to go outside? No, nobody has to go out. See? You can hang out for a little bit. Let me upload this. Okay. On the upside, depends on what price you got in at. But shit, if I got in at 26 right now, is it halted? It looks like it's halted. I think it's halted. I'm not frozen. That fucker's halted. Let me upload this episode. It halted and it gapped up. Shit, you're already at 10%, 20%. No, you're at 10%. I think tops you're looking, so far it's this candle on a 5-minute. And the high is 29.4. I'd scalp it, man. I'd be taking it 26. Because see, you got your little bubble right here. Here, if I zoom in. See, you got your top here. And it's creating this bubble. It's coming back down. That 200-day is moving down. The Bollinger Bands look like they're not necessarily cinching up. See how they cinched up here? And then you had that move up? You're looking for these Bollinger Bands to cinch up. The 1 minute, let's go to the 1 minute. The 1 minute might provide us a better look at it. Yeah. So you got to that 29. It comes down here. You don't have confirmation anymore. The Bollinger Bands, the VWAP is below the Bollinger Band, which is not great, but it is what it is. You're not quite at the 200-day, which is at 23. But you're outside of you're on the downside of confirmation. And it hasn't moved. I mean, it's just not moving. It's stuck at 26. And that shelf at 25 is pretty freaking strong. You've traded 33 million shares so far in Party City today. God. Okay, what am I naming this episode? Cheap stocks to buy this year. Market update 1/9/23. And I'm going to do. See, now you're on the upside to 27. But see that volume shelf right there? This one's growing. What I'd want to see is, okay, let me look at a 5-minute. See, and what you should have, though, when you're day trading like this, you should have two charts up, a 5-minute, a 1 minute, a 5-minute, and if you have the bandwidth, a 10-minute and 15-minute. And you should be looking at those charts and saying, okay, where's each one going? Because look at how different the 5-minute looks to the 1 minute. That 5-minute has confirmation above that 9-day. That 1 minute did not. So the 5-minute, you're looking pretty solid. Because see, even though this one broke a little bit and you had that little bend, you still had confirmation. So you shouldn't have gotten out. Now this 26 is moving. 26 is providing you a little bigger support. Your 25 is still your biggest support. 27 is starting to build, but the 26 is starting to build the support level. And that volume level, that candle right there at the 1 and the 5-minute is moving pretty well. But if you look at the 1 minute, I'd have said, hey, you should have gotten out when it traded outside the Bollinger Bands. Get out there. Get back in here when it's inside the Bollinger Bands. But see, you're not even tempted to, on this 1 minute, you were below that 9-day. So more than likely, you're probably better off getting out here. And then once it gets below that 9-day, getting out. And then once it gets above that 9-day, get back in when you have confirmation. And I would say that 25 is still providing you the support. If you break that 25, either one of you, if you break that 25 cents, get the hell out. Because then you're below your Bollinger Band and you know you're slipping. I don't know. Do I get... God, I've gotten a lot of freaking messages. I don't know. See, right now I want to pull my fucking money out of freaking Webull, to be honest with you. Mara here is trading at 489. It's a little bit better. Let me see. Where's my orders? Orders. Modify order. Okay, I changed Mara to 475. And the reason I changed it to 475, look, 473 to 477 is a pretty good support level right here that it kind of just bounced up off of. I think we're coming back down there. Who the hell are these two women? I think they're real estate agents looking to sell houses. Okay, where is my parents' car? I'm going to watch Party City for you guys because I'm less worried about my freaking Mara. I'm not too worried about Mara, to be honest with you. If I get it at 475, I'm okay. For Farrington Road. Where the hell is this? What the hell are my parents doing here? I don't know where the hell those two are. Okay, I gotta put this thing up. Cheap stocks to buy. SPY is going up. Let's see. We're gonna put 2-week highs. MRK, CB, TRV, LVS, PCG. 2-week lows. Your next one. My next wives are who they are. I ain't gonna have a wife, man. Global Trader, thanking me for shouting out on the stories. I appreciate you, man, if you're listening. Probably not, but Disney, CME. Yeah, we've had a good amount of people in here today and chatting wise. So I was looking, I think the peak of my podcast was in August when the market's going up, because that's when degenerates start showing up and saying, hey, can you give me, what's GOV doing, or whatever that crazy stock was. Meta's cheap. Macy's is cheap. SPY. Okay. Instagram question. FCX. I like that one. Cat is his pick. Lulu, Appum, Verizon, and Home Depot, DRN, Intuit, Procter & Gamble, APMRO. Okay. Boom, doo, doo, doo. I love FIFA. I gotta put out my my gamer tag, although I don't play with anybody online usually. Okay, I like this. Insert ads. We've got ads. And publish. Okay. Tesla. I may put in Party City. I should put Party City in the description. I should have, but I didn't. I hope you guys make money. Verizon and AT&T. Excuse me. I'm sorry if I blew out anybody's ears. Oh, look at that. I got all of the stocks that I looked at in one tweet. AMC, it's going to fucking go bankrupt. And I can almost guarantee you, based on you asking me that question, VRO, that MMAT is going to go bankrupt as well. I'll take a look at them, though. Let me just tweet this out. Quit. Save. And we're going to go over here. Why is this doing this? Mara just got its second wind. It's Party City. Is it halted again? No. 27. We're going to put in Party City. We're going to put in BBBY. We're going to put in TQQQ. We're going to put in APGN, LabU, SQQ, AMD, Paya, Neo. Amazon's a great one to buy, even though it's up today. It's just Baba, Mara, Lu, EM, Nvidia. Nvidia should be 100. Yeah, it's 160. It should be $160 stock. It was too low. QQQ. We're going to put in Tilray, Ford, cramp, Rig, XPEV, Boyle. Boyle made it up. SoFi. SONN. FXI. KOLD. Let's put in UCO, SCO. I guess I can't put in SCO. We'll tweet that out. VRO, I hate. If you've listened to my podcast, you know I hate those things. And the reason is they have no value. They are absolute 100% momentum trades. Hold on one second. God, look at this. You know what's crazy to me? Is how some people go back and listen to previous episodes that are long gone. I think they're real estate agents. I think they're knocking door to door. Bulk replace episodes. Just to give you guys I should do a how much does Spotify pay me? Spotify over the weekend on my podcast. Now, mind you, I didn't post anything over the weekend, but over the weekend, $3.84 for ads. That doesn't include, like, if you guys listen, the ads. The ad that I read that some folks listen to. Let's see. Party City's at 26. It's lost it. It's lost out in the 1 minute. Let's see on the 5 minute. I hope these fucking real estate agents don't come up to the fucking door. it still hasn't lost it completely on the 5-minute. We are at 114, so you got one more minute. That right little tick right there, it's at 264. If it's above the 9-day, you're good. If it gets below that 9-day, you got to wait for the next candle. 11:14. Really, Brant? When you listen to mine, you get Carvana? James and Zephyr, it finished right below the 200, the 9-day. This is the 5-minute chart. So let's go to the 10-minute. 10 minutes still going to be above there. Yeah, you still got it above there, and it's above the VWAP. But you can clearly see the 25 to 26 on the 10-minute. That volume shelf. Too cute to be preaching religion. That's my thing. Trevor, let me look. Let me switch you back over to Safari. And you want me to look at CTRA. Coterra Energy. This is one I think, it's messy. Look, you just got 24.23 buy-in today on the algo. The algo makes you loses you 1.9% over 1,000 candles. It makes you 32% buying and holding. Your average win is 6%. You win 40% of the time. Your ex-dividend date was in November. Your earnings are coming up. So I don't know that I would hold on to it for just the dividend right now because your dividend is kind of out there. But let's see, CTRA. 11%, 10.6. It's got a 4 PE. You are 45% above your 52-week low, 30% below your 52-week high. Year to date, you're down 1.6. January 6th, $29 price target. So you're what? 20% below your price target, and those guys always kind of crazy price targets. I think if you're buying it here, let's look at a long term. So here, this is a weekly chart of it. You got the ascending triangle that was probably most of energy. You got up here to 36. I think for a long-term hold, you're probably fine. Doesn't mean that you're not going back down to 20. But it's energy, dude. James, I would hit on them. Let me see. Hold on. They're in their car. I'm going to post a photo on Twitter. Hold on. I have to take a photo. Okay. Poll time. Should I post it on Facebook or Facebook private group or Twitter? Put them on blast on Twitter or Facebook private group. I think I pissed them off. Pretty sure they were looking in my fucking window. They just started their car. They're going over some sheets in their car. So I'm pretty sure they're real estate agents. Both. Okay, I'll put it in the Facebook group. They're leaving. I definitely pissed them off. Well, honest to God, I posted a picture on the Facebook group, but you can't see them. But so it was funny. You guys are like this. I mean, I'm not shy in the least. I would have walked out there and probably started talking with them, no problem. But what was interesting, I stood in the window and I took the picture, and they saw me. I waved, hi. They were looking in my fucking window. And I've got a ring light, so it you can see it, but my car's extended warranty. Okay, did I film my Mara? Yeah, let me see. Party City is hanging tight at 26. But Trevor, CTRA, I don't think you could go wrong with CTRA. Holy fuck, I should have bought Mara at 490. Oh, Mara's at 507. See, you guys are playing around here with your Party City. Yeah. Oh, Mara. Oh, I missed Mara. Oh, well. Hi, Gary. My name is Daniel, and I'm a recruiting specialist. I am reaching out to you for a job opportunity with our Fortune 50 ranked client. Full-time to permanent. Product owner. AD machine, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Remote. Subject matter expertise in serving up ads. Product roadmaps and deliveries with customer-centric focus. Data analytics experience. Understanding of software, architecture, data, and machine learning best practices. Technology skills, Jira, Confluence, Power BI, Excel, understanding of Python, R, APIs, JSON. Yeah. Yeah. Give me the salary range, dude. I'm making more money just sitting here than what you'll pay me. Wow, XLY is up 2.5%. What's my portfolio up? Hold on. If I had Mara, it would be up way more. It's 11:30. I got to get off of here anyway. I'm up 2.19%. What's the market? Yeah, Nasdaq's up 2.17. I'm outperforming, but it's because Apple's at 2. Apple's up almost 3%. Remember when I told you fuckers to buy Apple under 130? I'm long Apple. I find it funny that you're getting Carvana ads. Isn't Carvana the one going bankrupt? I mean, here's the thing. I know, even though I only made like $3 over the weekend, I know the ad rate is pretty freaking high on mine. I talked with this. So here's my look at Mara. Let me go back to Safari. This is Mara, okay? Mara is worth absolutely nothing. This is it's got a forward P of 6.23, but it's making no money whatsoever. None. The earnings per share this year are expected to grow by 125%. They went down 183% last year. So, if crypto is going to go crazy, I mean, is Mara crazy to think that it gets back up to 10? Probably not. I mean, you know what? I'm altering my buy. I'm just going to I'm YOLOing. Modify. Is Bitcoin up this much? Geez, even GBTC is up. Dude, Brant, I just don't know options. That's my problem. I mean, I know I can option it, but isn't it expensive? Is Lulu soaring? Lulu's not soaring. I'm going to put it in at 509. I think it just got halted. No. Put it in at $5. Did it get halted? What? Or is just Active Trader Pro is effed? Hold on, I gotta quit Active Trader Pro. Oh man, force quit. I think I gotta force quit it again. Do I have to put in my freaking... See, and this is what's crazy. Okay, let's go to Mara. It should have been filled. Nope. And this is what the problem is. Yeah, see, this is the problem. Webull doesn't have very good, like with Fidelity, my order would have been confirmed and done. My order would have been done, filled and done by now. I tried to get in at 509. Now I tried to get it at 512, and it's still open. You know what? We'll put it up to 513. I do like their order. Okay, it was filled at 513. Of course, now, yeah. Now it's going to crash. How's Boyle doing? I bought 50 shares at 513. Because I do think, looking at this chart, I mean, yeah, it's up 20% in this period. But I do think something's going on. I mean, look, they're $4 price target, but something's going on where it's getting some traction. But yeah, of course, I fill it, and then all of a sudden it drops. So, oh well. It was 50 shares. I'm down $2. But I should have just waited. And that's exactly what I tell you guys not to do. Don't chase. And I chased. Oh well. Small position. But I do think that it's got some opportunity. The reason I say that is because this shelf up here. VRO gets... See, I need to... Yeah, I haven't been watching Madoff. I've been watching Kaleidoscope, which is crazy because Kaleidoscope. How to watch Kaleidoscope in order? So Kaleidoscope is this Netflix show, and there's all kinds of articles you can read on how to watch it because there's no episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's episodes violet, green, yellow, orange, blue, red, white, and essentially Netflix doesn't put them in order for you. So if you want to watch it in order, yeah. It's kind of weird, kind of interesting. Um, I've watched it in the order that it served it up to me. So I don't know which one I've watched, which one I haven't, but I'm almost through it. But after that, I'll start watching Madoff. And I'm shocked that you guys get Carvana ads. Oh, I wasn't even on Safari View. But here, look at Mara. My thought on Mara is as we go down to 506, and I bought at 513, is this 590 to $6.70 shelf is kind of a magnet if it can break 535. So my 513, and it was only 50 shares. It's not much money. It's kind of like you guys playing Party City. I mean, it's gambling. It's all gambling. Party City on the 5-minute has kind of leveled off. I think the whole market has leveled off. What's the big winner in the core portfolio today? Amazon at 3%. QCLN at 3.95. Snowflake 8.91. Tesla 7.83. Snowflake gets it. Is Snowflake over? Oh, and look at that nice button hook on Snowflake. And the cross up's going to happen probably tomorrow. And see, there's the nice gap on Snowflake between 245 and 254. Here's the problem with Snowflake. Is Snowflake ain't make money. So, okay, it's 11:30. I'm getting off here. We got 12 people watching. I think we had 30 at one point. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Go to the Facebook group. You can see the picture of the real estate agents or the preachers or my future wives, whoever you want to believe.